Hines, Democrat from Connecticut, and a member of the House Intelligence Committee. We're also welcoming back Real Clear Politics columnist A.B. Stoddard. Congressman, what did you think? And I guess my question is, we're never surprised anymore, but it is staggering that the sort of depth of how much the intelligence products distribution has been corrupted and halted because of Donald Trump being on the same page with the same messages being spread by the Russians. What do we do?
Well, you're absolutely right, Nicole. And look, I think what we have to do here is connect the dots, right? So, one report that suggests that the Russians are promoting this theory that Joe Biden, this ridiculous theory that Joe Biden, has issues being spiked. That's a scandal in and of itself. But connect the dots. This is happening at exactly the same time that the Attorney General, as you just ran the story about, is telling the American public something completely inconsistent with what the Congress of the United States has been briefed, inconsistent with what Bill Evanina's memo said about who's interfering. And it comes at the time that the Director of National Intelligence, former Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe, has said, I'm not briefing Congress anymore. And by the way, layer on top of that, because there's two things happening. One is the corruption of the senior levels of the federal government in the service of what Donald Trump asked Jim Comey for, which is loyalty. The other thing that is going on is just this bizarre attempt to defend Russia. What's the other dot that needs to be connected? The fact that every NATO leader on the planet has condemned what appears to be the Russian poisoning of Alexei Navalny using a chemical weapon, except for one leader. And that leader, of course, is Donald Trump, who is still looking into it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
My question for you is this. Do we cover these stories as another shocking abdication of U.S. leadership, or should we put a frame on it? I think John Bolton in his book tried to warn people that if left to his devices and if elected to a second term, he will remove the United States from NATO. He doesn't see United States as a country that holds Russian aggression off anymore. I mean, should we move to where he is? He doesn't view Russia as having done anything wrong by placing bounties on the heads of American soldiers. He doesn't view Russia as having done anything wrong by poisoning with nerve gas a dissident, an enemy of Vladimir Putin. He doesn't view Vladimir Putin as having done anything wrong by spreading disinformation about Joe Biden. And in fact, he's saying and doing the very same things. I mean, do we need to push the frame to see his reality for what it is, which is trying to advance Russia's foreign policy ahead of ours?
Yeah, I mean, two things to say about that. Number one, of course, right? The president has chosen to defend Russia. He took Putin's word for it, that Putin didn't interfere with the 2016 election, even though the intelligence community of the United States, which we spend $80 billion a year on, saw it differently. So, of course, for reasons we don't understand, maybe history will tell us he is defending Russia's interest against the interests of NATO and against the national security of the United States. The other thing that's going on here, this is very interesting, Nicole. Here we all are in a tizzy over outrageousness. Bill Barr, openly, in my view, mischaracterizing what's happening out there. The president doing outrageous things. You know what we're not doing? We're not talking about the fact that we're approaching 200,000 dead Americans as a result of the president's mismanagement of COVID. So he can't lose here because, look, Americans know that the president is a liar. He's been that for 3.5 years. So yet another day of lies is not news. But, now we're all confused about, gosh, is China doing this? And we're not talking about the fact that we have now lost more Americans than we have in every war since Korea.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.